Weight Watchers is literally banking on the fact that people want quick fixes and ease when it comes to weight loss. And the other person banking on this ease of use is Oprah. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sam. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I am so happy to have you guys here with me again this week. If you are new here and this is the first time you are seeing my face, welcome. I make weekly videos dissecting internet nonsense, so if you're into that type of thing or you like today's video, I hope that you'll consider liking and subscribing. It really helps out the channel and make sure that you never miss another upload from me. I don't know about you guys, but I have been inundated these last couple weeks with just big, fat, juicy headlines that relate to body positivity, fat liberation, fat acceptance. There are just so many things that we could talk about. And so today, what I want to talk about is Oprah and Ozempic. And before we get too far, I think probably almost everyone was feeling this way when they heard the news.
Raise your hand if already at this point you've had it with Oprah's bullshit.
Because it was only a few months ago that Oprah was quoted saying that weight loss drugs were the easy way out. So many magazines captured this quote, this little sound bite, and they really ran with it. But then someone who attended the filming of Oprah's State the Weight panel actually came on and let us know what was really happening.
You guys, you saw this special, right? Everybody who follows this.
The Lord knows I love me some People magazine, okay? And I'm not taking anything away from this doctor, but I will say that this title is misleading. I actually was there. I was actually there in the audience when this show was filmed. I actually was able to grab the microphone and talk to Oprah to share my story with Ozempic and how it has helped me. What Oprah was saying is that when she initially heard about the weight loss drug, she did actually go through the mindset of saying, oh no, I don't need anything. I can do it myself. And then she realized that it's just not about willpower. The struggle is real, and some of us do need the extra help.
Now, I'll be honest, this was my sort of immediate assumption when I first read that Oprah had called weight loss drugs the easy way out. She has been openly struggling with her body image, weight loss, yo-yo dieting for years. It's always been on display for us. And she's old enough, no offense Oprah, to have lived through the sort of mentality that even weight loss surgery is the easy way out. We've been conditioned to believe these sort of talking points. And there's always been a sort of like pick yourself up by the bootstrap sort of mentality when it comes to weight loss. Oprah has been so closely linked to toxic diet culture for the majority of her career that, again, it's not surprising that she thinks of these things as the easy way out. We've all sort of been conditioned to think this way. And for better or for worse, Oprah has been parroting fad diet talking points for so long that, of course, something like this was going to have to come out. She was going to have some reckoning with herself to overcome that, because whether she believed those talking points or not, she was coming online or on her talk show or wherever she was promoting these things and just parroting these talking points to make money. And I don't think it's bad that Oprah is showing some growth and some sort of mindset change when it comes to talking about these things and reminding people that these are very nuanced and very difficult conversations for a lot of people to have. And I truly believe that as this narrative starts to shift, the thing that we really need to be careful of and that we often see happen is we don't want the pendulum to swing all the way to the other side, because fat acceptance is still peddling some really harmful rhetoric, like weight loss surgery is mutilation, and that doctors would rather their patients be addicted to these drugs than be fat.
The thing is, the world hates us being fat. They would rather we died than remain fat. They would rather we were addicted to medication for the rest of our lives than remain fat.
We all need to be wary of this happening. But you know me, we don't need to just be concerned or wary about fat acceptance. We also need to be wary of actual legitimate tools that can help people being utilized by harmful, toxic diet culture companies. Oprah admitting that she uses weight loss drugs after decades of yo-yo dieting, very publicly, is proof positive that even if you're wealthy and you have the best access to healthcare and you have personal chefs and personal trainers, the best of the best, that losing weight is difficult. She is admitting, much to Novo Nordisk's approval, that weight loss is about more than just sheer willpower. Which is interesting to me because that does not seem to fit Weight Watchers' current business model, because whether they like it or not, their business model relies on people coming to them to get help, failing, and then resubscribing. If they didn't have people constantly coming back and resubscribing to their month-to-month program, they would not be as successful as they are. One thing I will give the company credit for, though, is their ability to stay around by continuously rebranding themselves. Weight Watchers has been around since 1963. Oprah joined them in 2015, and in 2018, they rebranded themselves from Weight Watchers to WW with the tagline, "Wellness That Works." In a 2018 interview with Fast Company, Mindy Grossman, WW president and CEO, said, "It's not just about weight anymore. Today's generation is more preventative. They want to live healthily. They want to educate themselves." She also shared that they were going to launch new programs like Wellness Wins to track small everyday behaviors that encourage healthier habits, as well as launching partnerships with mindfulness apps like Headspace. Then, in March of 2023, Weight Watchers purchased the telehealth company Sequence to go ahead and add GLP-1 medications to their program. Now, I noted that this article came out back in March of 2023. I went ahead and tucked it away, as I typically do, and I might have mentioned in a video that I was a little bit wary about telehealth companies being able to prescribe these GLP-1 medications because, I don't know, I didn't know if people would actually follow up with telehealth doctors the same way they do their regular doctors. Would people be monitored? Would this potentially be dangerous for them? Especially in the context of a meeting where you may or may not already be feeling shame, and you may or may not already be talking to someone or avoiding someone because you don't want to be held accountable to changing your ways. I was a little bit wary about that, and so I waited because I needed to see what the outcome of this thing might be. So I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I watched, and I tried to figure out when this thing was going to actually show its face to the world, because outside of a couple articles dropping that they had purchased the company to go ahead and do this, there really wasn't a big marketing push behind this when the purchase was made. Then, Oprah dropped her news early this month in December 2023. And as we've seen, when Oprah dropped her news, she had changed her tune completely, touting these drugs, as we've seen many do, as a miracle, and talking about how they're the perfect tool to aid in changing an exercise and diet routine. And that left a lot of people feeling very angry and very confused. Hey all, Editing Sam here. I forgot a very important key point when I was filming this initially, and I feel like I can't leave it out. And that is that I'm seeing a lot of chatter about this Oprah and Ozempic situation, but nobody is really talking about the timing of Oprah's announcement that she is taking weight loss drugs. So let that soak in while I unravel the rest of the story for you. Here we go. As we just discussed, Weight Watchers purchased Sequence back in March of 2023. So that would have been too late for them to go ahead and do a big marketing push and hit all of the New Year's resolutioners. Because by March, a lot of people are falling out of their New Year's resolution goals. And in my opinion, this year, they were not going to miss that boat again. And as much as I hate it, it makes sense from a marketing and capitalistic viewpoint, right? They want to make money. And this is what people are going to want because people always inevitably include weight loss in their New Year's resolution. And on top of that, I don't know about you. I don't know where you live, but I'm curious if doctor's appointment wait times are long for you, because I scheduled like an annual checkup back in October and I ain't seeing a doctor till late January. Like, they are backed up and the hospitals are struggling, and a lot of rural communities are actually losing their hospitals and their doctor's offices at kind of an alarming rate. But people want quick fixes. So why wouldn't a company like Weight Watchers go ahead and capitalize off the fact that people can now get a telehealth appointment a little bit easier than they can talking to someone in person, which means they can get their hands on the drug that much quicker. Weight Watchers is literally banking on the fact that people want quick fixes and ease when it comes to weight loss, which is not something the medical field is known for, especially if you live in the US. And the other person banking on this ease of use is Oprah. Oprah originally purchased a 10% stock in Weight Watchers when she joined them back in 2015. And according to the Wall Street Journal, her stake had been slowly decreasing over time. Oprah provided reasoning for this, stating, "I chose to rebalance my overall portfolio, which had included significant stock position in Weight Watchers. I am enthusiastic about the company's sequence purchase and am in favor of potential new treatment options for obesity and related health issues." This Wall Street Journal article was published October 7th, 2023, and noted that Oprah had recently increased her shares once again, purchasing an additional 3,696 more stock to add to her portfolio. So she did that prior to making her announcement. And I think Oprah did this because she knows how much she means to these companies and how much she stood to make off of this deal. When she originally signed on with Weight Watchers in 2015, their stock doubled, and Oprah made a paper profit of $75 million on her investment by the end of the trading day. But how did she know that her partnership would mean that much to them? Well, let's do one of my favorite things and take a look at Oprah's history. In November of 1988, Oprah announced on her talk show that she was able to lose 67 pounds through an 800 calorie per day liquid diet called OptiFast. She walked on stage looking thinner than she ever had, pulling a wagon that contained animal fat to represent the weight that she had lost. Her weight loss success being televised during this time period wasn't an accident. It was actually released during Sweeps Week, where television ratings are heavily monitored and networks are pushing programming to attract larger audiences to be exposed to advertising messages. These timeframes typically include major holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the 4th of July. Because these ratings are tracked so heavily, it was reported that this episode brought in Oprah's largest audience to date at the time of its release, and according to two sources, the show prompted between 200,000 and 1 million phone calls to Sandoz Nutrition, who was the producer of the OptiFast diet. She knew that she stood to make millions of dollars off of this announcement, especially so close to New Year's when so many people are already lamenting about their holiday weight gain. All right, that is all I have for you today, but at this point, I'm curious to know what you think. Do you think Oprah has actually changed her mind and that she actually thinks these tools are good for people? Or is this just another quick money grab for her? I'm also curious to know how you think this bodes for Weight Watchers, because what I got out of it is that Oprah's been with them for 6 years as a program, and it did not help her lose weight in a way that was achievable. Are they going to change their business model? Like, what are they going to do if Sequence is so successful with GLP-1 medications that their model becomes null and void? Ooh, editing Sam here once again, because as I'm listening to myself, I'm having a brainwave, and I'm genuinely curious to know, do you think that Weight Watchers plans to brand themselves similarly to the GLP-1 medications that they'll be prescribing now? That you need a Weight Watchers subscription for the rest of your life in order to maintain obesity? Because that's intriguing to me based on what I just said about them not really being helpful to Oprah in her weight loss endeavors as a company. So are they going to say, yeah, we didn't work, but we will work alongside a GLP-1 medication? Ooh, all the things to ponder. Okay, back to my questions. As always, you'll have to let me know what you're thinking in the comment section down below, because this conversation is just so nuanced and there's so many different elements to look at. I'll be curious to see what you gleaned from this entire situation. And for all my introverts out there who do not feel comfortable leaving their opinion in an internet comment section, I see you, I feel you. Go ahead and leave me some sort of holiday or maybe even a broom emoji for Sweep Week. I feel like that could be fun this week. And you know I love seeing your emojis just as much as I love reading those opinions. Thank you all so much for being here with me this week. I will see you in the next one. Bye.